Those subtleties of the inner life had no room in the Roman law. In Roman law, if there was a corpse, you were guilty. Have you read that somewhere else? In the Sermon on the Mount. You know, you commit murder when you've called your brother a fool. You've committed adultery when you've lusted after somebody you had no right to lust after. The inner life is part of it, and there's no room for the inner life in the Platonic thinking or specifically in Roman law. It comes into our Western world only under the influence of Christianity and the teaching of the Bible. There's no inner life in Sharia law. There's only the fact that you stole, so off with your hand. Or, unhappily, as the New York Times reported on Saturday, you know, we changed the law in Libya, proposed, not done yet, but proposed. We get rid of Gaddafi's, seems to be his only benefit he brought everybody, and that is you couldn't just divorce, you couldn't just marry a second wife, you had to ask your first wife whether she was agreed. And now they want to abolish that. And so it's just the man's word, as it were, without consulting with anybody else. The subtlety of guilt, the subtlety of the inner life, of thought processes, etc., is not there where the Bible, in its description of a non-repetitious, creative inner life of Adam and Eve, mandates to create, and efforts to know the difference between justice and injustice and to seek after justice, the constant reminder in the Old Testament where these things are not known. You have an idealism of what justice is. The idea is, if there's a corpse, I know for sure that you're guilty.